Okay, perfect. So with this, we are going to learn conditional statement. And can anybody tell me? Okay, I already told you there are four conditional statements actually. So there are four ways by which you can cater different conditions, and here are they. So I just mentioned in my today's agenda stuff. So we are going to learn conditional statement. We are going to learn if else logic, then indentation. So because there is if and else, so I'm going to explain you the indentation and all. And then there will be nested if else. It means, so if you have multiple conditions, so if you have only one condition, you can use if, and that condition will satisfy over there. Otherwise it will go in else too. But when there will be n number of conditions, or so let's suppose there are, we'll see in examples, that time you have to use nested if else. But there will be the case when there will be hundreds of conditions. That time you can't write if and else every time. Okay, so that time this is the advanced. You can say this is the advanced conditional way to cater the conditions, and that is switch case. So that is also we are going to cover today. Okay. So at the last, I'm going to give you. So I thought I'll explain you this, but again, as I told you, I want you guys to do the work. I want you guys to think. Okay. So there will be a number of scenario which will come into mind when you use your ATM machines, and you just have to cater them. Okay. So before that ATM machine, there is one more example that I'll show during the slides. Okay. So these are the four conditional statement. We have if, then we have else, then we have if, which will cater multiple conditions, and then we have switch case. Okay, so let's go and check one at a time. Oh my god, so I just missed this what you can say, there is an conditional box, so I don't know how to show that. So let me remove this particular thing. Okay, just a minute, I just wanted to show that thing, how it becomes second. Fine, when I'll just keep it aside. Okay, so this is the so you might have learned this concept called as pie chart and all. So no, flow chart, sorry, not pie chart, flow chart. So this is what I wanted to show you, the flow chart. So what flowchart says, so if a condition satisfies as true, then it will execute that conditional code. If that condition is false, then it will go in else loop, and then it will go towards the next statement. Okay, next whatever there. So this is the conditional flowchart which you must know before learning if and else conditions. Okay, so that's what just keep this flowchart in your mind. So those who are learning this thing for the very first time, so it's for them. Okay, so let's go, and this is the quite a simple syntax of if condition. So what we are going to do is, we are not going to stay away with this slide. We are going to go and do some hands-on, which will help you to get started. Okay, so I'm just sharing my screen again. Please mute yourself. Okay, perfect. So are you able to see my screen? Yeah, perfect. So today we are going to learn this thing, and it is called as decision making. And so till now we learned statements, we learned expressions, we learned a lot of things actually. So we learned a lot of things till now. So those are basic things which are just enough to go and learn the advanced concepts. Okay, so when we are going to do the conditional things, so that time we are going to use everything that we learned till now. Okay, so just we in operators thing, we at the end of the operators we learn few very important operators. Okay, so those are identity operator and what was the first one? Nobody knows. Okay, so those no, I'm asking membership operator. Yes, no, you are on right track. Okay, so we are going to use those things because see, because that's why we learn over there, because we have to use it over here. Okay, fine. So with this, let's go get started and let me give you some idea. Let's say I'm taking input from user. Okay, so let's not go into input directly. Let's take, I have a number, let's suppose it's 10. Okay, and I want to check whether it is a number. Okay, or whether if if a is there. Okay, or if a is not there, or if a is null, then this condition will automatically become false. Or so this is the integer, right? So if you take something like array, and if array is empty or list is empty, so in that case it will give you a null result. Okay, so if here and we are going to check the condition. So as I show you in the slide, as you saw in this slide, so if there is an expression, so expression denotes a conditional statement, and expression always returns value in the form of boolean. Okay, so it should execute either true or false. Okay, so that's what we call as boolean, right? So in expression you have to add a condition. So what condition you can add over here? So here you can add a condition like if a is greater than 5. Okay, so this is the condition which uh, I want to execute, and here I'm going to print a statement a is smaller than 10. Sorry, a is greater than 5, right? A is greater than 5. Else, if not, it will go over here. Else, print a is greater than 5. Okay, so now, sorry, I gave semicolon here by mistake. So I was doing some Java code before this particular session. That's why it came from there. Okay, so I was just doing some coding in Java. So it is regarding some other project. Okay, okay. So now here what we are doing is remove semicolon. Okay, sorry. So that's what I told you. I was doing some code in Java earlier, yesterday as well, and today as well. I was in that scenario now as well. Okay, so it will happen. It will happen sometimes. So this editor will help me out with that. Okay, fine. Thank you, Nandani. Okay, so what I just did, I initialized the variable. Okay, so that variable contains a value as 10. Now I'm checking if that variable's value, whatever it may be, so is it less than or is it greater than 5? So this symbol is greater than 5. Okay, so if it is greater, it will print this statement, else it will print this statement. Now on the day 1 or day 2, I remember somebody asked why there is indentation in Java, Python, and not the same curly braces. Okay, so it's not something which so in simple words you can say it's a syntax, it's the way that Python writes their code. Okay, so see, in other programming languages there will be a data type over here. Okay, so in Python it is not. So it is just an syntax of Python, and this is how everything works in Python. Okay, so there will not be brackets, there will not be so if you remember, so there will be parentheses right over here in other programming language. But if I do like this, so see, it is suggesting me already remove that redundant parenthesis. So it is not at all needed. So it is not at all needed. So for any difference using braces, is there any difference? No. Parenthesis will not work over here. So if you do it like this, so it will give you error. So it is not about the what you can say. So it is not about speed or something. So if you use parenthesis, it will give you error directly. It will not run your code. Okay, so it will give error. So that is of no use. See, if I do like this, okay, it is working, but I don't think statement seems to be no effect. Yeah, it has no effect. So I haven't tried, but it will not work. So because the syntax is something which every programming languages follow. Okay, so in Python the syntax is like this. So you have to, what you have to do whenever there is a conditional statement. Yeah, there will not be any syntax error or compilation error, nothing like that. Program will not execute directly. No, I'm asking that if language was using parentheses, then they change it. I don't know. The guy who wrote this language, so he might be thinking why to go with the parentheses. Okay, so what was the name of that guy? I forgot. So it's a bit complicated. So that's why I forgot. So that guy may get bored of that parenthesis, writing parentheses every time. Okay, sometimes, huh? Udo Van Rosen. Okay, well, nothing. You're wrong, man. Okay, fine. So that guy may get bored, so that's why he invented something new that he don't want. See, that's what always that's what happened every time. So if you know Elon Musk, so he didn't like something, he wanted something, the online payment gateway. So that's why he founded PayPal. So he saw that vehicles are moving on road, so he wanted to fly vehicles in airspace. So he come up with some other cool stuff, Tesla and all. So that's why he, because indentation comes there always if small space difference comes. No. So every time you have to use tab. Okay, so it will not be a small space, so it will be 4 spaces according to some standard IDs. So if I hit enter over here, so if you see, it is directly going on the next tab. Okay, so this is first, second, third and fourth. See, so this is first first space, second space, third space and fourth space. So actually, so there are 2 ways to type a tab, but in Python that the tab, the indentation that we require, it consists of 4 spaces. Okay, so that's what the syntax of Python, and you have to follow space 4 times space. Okay, so this is all about the indentation. So going forward, whenever we are going to learn for loop as well, so that time also, so that's why I recommended you to use this IDE, because this IDE will help you with a lot of things directly. You don't need to worry about the most of the things. If you do this thing in Atom or other Sublime kind of editors, so that will not help you with direct tab. Okay, so there you have to use tab, or I'm not sure, I haven't used Atom, but Sublime will not give you, and normal Notepad++ will definitely not give you. But then you have to select which type of file. So I don't know. I'm not sure actually. So with this, so you have to keep in mind going forward, whenever you are writing a conditional statement, or whenever you are going to write a function, whenever you are going to write a loop, so after that keyword, so after this particular thing, so if it is condition, if you want to execute inside this thing, so if this satisfies, then if you want to go inside, so you can go in 3 things right now. Keep those 3 things in mind. So you can go inside if condition or else condition, or you can go inside uh, for loop or any loop, or you can go inside a function. So whenever you want to go inside, so so on the next line, so if you want to write inside something, so it should be uh, it should have 4 spaces or 1 tab, or it should have that indentation. So proper worded indentation, and we are going to follow that word going forward. It is not a tab, it is not spaces, so it's called as indentation in Python. Indentation. Okay, so is it clear till now? Okay, let me run this program. Let me see what is printing, and here we go. So it is printing a is greater than 5. Okay, so a is greater than 5, and that's why it prints this. Okay, now let's again use another operator. Okay, so now I'm using a is less than 5 operator. Okay, so the statements are same. So if this condition satisfies, then it will go here. If not, it will print this particular thing. Okay, so let's go and run. So I'm running this thing, and it is printing the other print statement. Okay, a is greater than. Okay, in both the ways I wrote greater than 5. Wow, superb. Okay, what I'll do, I'll change this is executing as condition. Okay, let's run this thing, and yeah, it is coming in the else loop and it is printing this statement which I gave over here. Okay, so this is the one way you can do over here. So this is the simplest way you can check using this thing. Now suppose if it is 10, okay, so if a is less than 10, no, so this is not less than 10 because it is equal to 10. Okay, so this condition will become false and it will again execute the else condition. See the difference. So if you want to compare exact thing, then you can use either equals to, less than, or equal to, either of them. Okay, so this another operator which we just use, so less than or equal to, a is less than or equal to 10. So that's what it is doing. Now let's keep this thing aside. Let's move towards the next data type. So let's use integer over here. Sorry, let's use a string over here. Okay, now I'm going to take some string like Corona lockdown. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check if syntax error. Why? It is not syntax error. In word lockdown, type changes to fine. It will go away. Don't worry. Length of a, length of a. So this is another thing we learned, right? Is greater than 10. I'm not sure how many words are there. So I guess I gave space in between. So that's why word lockdown. So I guess it is because of space. That's it. No, let it be. I want to try it like this. So let's go and check if it is length of a white space. Now let's run this code, and okay, length is not greater. Length is less. HD H. Okay, so I'm just again going to run this thing. So it is saying the length is less. Length of a is not 10. So actually is greater than 10. Okay, so it is going in this loop. Okay, so now it's perfect. Now length of a might be something 6 and 4, 10 and 14. Okay, length of a is 14 and 14 is greater than 10. Yes, it is true. So it will go over here. And let's go and check again. So yeah, length is more, it is going over here. So if I do it like 20 over here, 20, and let's go and run. Yeah, so it is not greater than 20, it's 14. So it is going in this loop. Now there is one more thing. Okay, so this operator, this particular length operation of string we learned, right? Now if you want to check if a particular letter is there in this particular string, okay, so how you can check? Integer can't be compared with string. So when you ask, okay, fine. So you're talking about something and I was doing some other things. Okay, don't worry. So now the next question is, now what I want is, I just wanted to check if a particular character is there into this particular above string. So how to do that? So what is the condition for that? So how we can do a dot find or a dot index. A dot find of, suppose I want to find n. Have you forgot all the things? Okay, and I can do that like that. I just wanted to type in double quotes. Okay, so what I'm doing, if I found a, it will give me one value. No, it will give me index, right? So I guess, okay, but it will return me something. It will whenever there is no -1, it will be true, and if there is -1, then it will be false. So let's run this thing. Yeah, a is more. That is what it printed. Okay. So now if I go and type something which is not there in this particular thing, what is not there? E is not there. Okay. So I guess this will not work because a dot find is not giving us a true value. Remember, I told you on the very first slide itself. So what you have to do over here is you have to check. Why why it is n? Why? What is n here? So n is the character. Suraj, if you remember, I told you you have to find a character into this particular string, a dot find or a dot index of something. Okay. So if I do like this, so again it is giving me certain value. It is not giving me null. So that's why it is executing this condition and it is printing this particular thing. Okay. Suppose I am so this is the second type of data which we saw. We saw integer, we saw string. Now let's move forward and let's go and check list. Okay. So I have 10, then I have 11, sorry 12, then I have 34, then I have 56, then I have something string. Okay. Python. Now what I'm going to do is, sorry, I'm going to check if this particular 10 in A. Remember? So what it will do is, if 10 value is present in A, it will return true. Okay. So it will return true and condition will execute over here. So yeah, A is present. Value is present and not present. Let's suppose now what we are going to do is we are going to type over here a different value which is not there in list. Suppose 11, and now if I run this code, it is printing not present. It means, see what we just did is we just tried a list and we are trying to find out a number, whether that number is present in the list. This is which operator is this? A in B. Nandani told us already. So it is yeah, it is a membership operator. If 11 is a member of 10, sorry, A. So this can be done in string as well. So you can check A. So let's go and do something else. Okay. So A of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So A of 4. So what we will get? We'll get Python over here. Okay. A of 4. So what I'm going to do is, so if P is there in A of, so let's not take P, let's take Y. Y is there in A of 4. A of 4 is a string, right? In string, I'm checking Y is present or not. Okay. So I'm running this code. So see, value is present, Y is present. Now let's suppose, so I'm talking about this. Okay. Everybody focus over here. Now I'm going to take some letter, like let's say A is not there. So if A is present in A of 4, means in Python string, character A is present or not. Okay. So that is what we are trying to check. Now if I run this code, it is saying not present. It means it is traversing all the every character and it is checking A is there or not. Okay. So that's what the beauty of membership operator which we learned. Okay. Now this is done. Now I just wanted to give you the other operator which we learned, that is identity operator. Okay. Now how to use that identity operator? Can anybody tell me? No, this is not right way. Can anybody tell me how to use this operator? Identity operator. If you remember, if X is Y, yes. Yes. So what I'm going to do is, so if A of 0 is 10, so I'm actually comparing. Now I'm not checking if 10 is present in either of any position in A, but right now I'm what doing is A of 0. So whatever element at 0th index is 10 or not. So that's what I'm checking over here. Okay. So if it is there, it will give me the first statement. Syntax warning is with literal. Did you mean? So what it is saying? If A is 10. But still it printed A of 10 is 10. Okay, syntax warning, it is asking me. So instead of this, you can do double equals to as well. So that's what they are suggesting. But they printed my value. They executed my code. So they are asking, this is the right way to go ahead with this. So equals to sign. So when you are traversing a list, so that time they didn't recommend to go with identity operator. So that's what they suggested. Literal, yes. So you're asking or not? So what is that? Abhin, I am not getting. Are you asking question or you asking? Okay. Literal is the see in A. So this zero index will be something, and the 12th at the first index, the 12 that value we are going to get over here will be a literal, and we are comparing that literal into with other values. So that is not allowed with is operator. So is operator checks the actual ID of that thing. So that is not allowed with is operator. So that's why they recommended to use this equals to operator. Okay. So with this, we learn a lot of things about if and else. But what if? So I'm going to create a new file for conditional statements. Okay. New Python file else if else. Is it clear right now? Till now, whatever we did, is it clear? Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to take input from user. Okay, again my favorite variable is a input. I'm going to take input and type a character. Okay, so I'm just asking user to type a character. Okay, so user will type a character and I'm going to check if character a, how to check character equals to a. Okay, so this is my first condition. Sorry sorry. So it will happen today with me because I'm also right now after this session also I'm going to I need to do that work of Java. So it will be with me for a certain time, curly brackets. Okay, so it is asking me to reduce this parenthesis. So it will happen today. Okay, fine. Character enter is character enter is a. See, likewise I can print over. Okay, else elif a equals to b. Print character is in single quotes b. Okay, I'll limit this thing till only a and b. You just go and type with whatever you want. So I'm typing a. So this is character enter is a. Okay, I'm again going to run the code. So let's go and check for capital A. Sorry, capital A. Okay, it is not there. Okay, so for that, see, we entered something which is not checked by this condition and not this condition. Okay, so for that, what you have to do is you have to write else condition. Means if this doesn't satisfy and if this doesn't satisfy, what should be the default condition that will get executed? Okay, print character does not match. Character not in dictionary. Likewise, I can type dictionary. Okay, so this is the simplest way to type this thing. And now let's go and type the b character. It will print character entered is b. Now let's go and again type something else. Like suppose I'm typing z. So I'm typing, so character is not in dictionary. So if you want to make sure that if character entered, either it may be in capital or it may be in small. So whatever it may be, I just wanted to check whether a is entered or not. Right now, if I enter capital A, it will give me character is not in dictionary, but A is there, right? So either it is small or big, so that should not be in problem. Okay, so for that, so we learned something back then. Okay, so what is that? No, Suresh, there is no other way as far as I know. So input function is the only function which will help you to uh, take input from user. Okay, so just tell me if I wanted to use capital A as well. So what I can do is I'm going to do a equals to a dot lower. If you remember this function, so what it will do, whatever user is going to enter, it will lower that value. So if I enter capital A, it will lower. If I enter small a, it will give the same thing. Okay. So after making that character small, then it will compare. It means if I go and run this code and if I enter capital A, then also it will show me that letter entered is A. Okay. So but this we can't do for every letter, right? So if I wanted to do like uh, else if A is equal to C, right? So you can't do it like Z, right? You can't do, right? So it will be really hectic to write each and everything in if and else loop. Okay. So for that, so there is another approach which we learned, and it is called as it is called as switch case. Else if will be there. So else if is what we have used over here. Okay, no, I'm just giving the example. So if I wanted to print all characters of alphabet, so you can't do like this. Okay, so you can't type everything. So